All right, what's going on? You are listening to the Kinobody channel, and I'm here with my man, Brandon Carter. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Good, good. So actually, on our last video, I think someone commented and said, like, "Hey guys, like, I want to hear some tips on women." And right now, I'm just trying to respond to all these like good questions and bang out some videos. So here we are. So we're gonna talk about how to be.
We came to the right place.
What was that?
I know a little something about that topic.
Yeah, this is Brandon's specialty. This is his home base, you know. And it's kind of like it's kind of like a good place to good topic, because a lot of times people get into working out, they're trying to lose fat and build muscle because they want to be more attractive. So it makes sense to talk about being good with women, because if you have no social skills or no skills with women and you just have a great physique, you won't go that far. You need both.
I mean, honestly, it's like muscles and being ripped and physique is more important to guys than it is to women. It's like you need the social skills more than you need to get ripped.
Mm-hmm.
Like I find that like I get way more attention from guys, straight guys, you know what I'm saying, than I do from women, you know, for my physique or whatever. And it's I think it's kind of like the way, like, you know, women, like, when last time you looked at a chick's shoes, you know, right? But they obsess over it and they look at each other's shoes and everything. My girl, she's got a closet full of shoes. I mean, they all look the fucking same to me. They're just, I mean, it's different colors, but like, it's all meaningless. I think it's similar, you know, like, but you would notice it if it was raw. Like if a girl wasn't dressed nice and she wasn't well put together, you would just notice something was off. You might not be able to put your finger on it. I think it's similar.
It's like that. It's like, yeah, girls dress to impress their friends or other women, and then guys, to a certain extent, they work out because they want to look good for women, but also it's sometimes like impress dudes.
Well, for me, I used to just get, like, I come from like a pretty rough area, and I was just tired of getting my ass kicked, you know, getting pushed around and shit. So I was like, it was strictly so I could get. I didn't want to be better with women. I wanted to be better with violence. That's why I started working out. So it just started. No, women started to take notice, though. I mean, they started to notice. I mean, it helps. I'm not saying it definitely helps. Yeah,
actually, that's kind of similar to me to a certain extent, because when I started working out, I had an older brother that was like a lot stronger than me, and like if we got into any little disputes, like it wouldn't end well for me, and so like I hated that, so I wanted to have strength and be able to, you know, take him down. And then when I started doing martial arts and training and boxing and all that, having a bit more, like when you're a small kid, 14-year-old, boxing with that bigger guys, it's like shit. It's like I need to get this strength up. You know? It all helps.
Just being strong as a man, it's like it's just different. Like you get a different kind of respect too. Like just walking around, you know, like I didn't have to. Like the thing is, I worked out to be better at fighting, right? But then I didn't have to fight anymore.
Right. No,
you know, that's how it is. It's like weird. Yeah, like nobody. It's like you become a more formidable opponent. At least, you know, to the naked eye. You know, like there's easier. There's easier targets. You know, than you. So it's like it helps. I mean, it helps just in your interaction with males as well. Like it's like, you know, we're hierarchy. We're species. You know, we're hierarchical. We're always looking for the hierarchy, right? To see who's where on the totem pole. We kind of trying to see what the pecking order is. We assess ourselves, and that's one of the ways men assess each other. At least, you know, according to the literature.
No, that's a good point though. About once you're able to handle yourself, you don't really have to anymore. There's actually a study on this, but what they found was when they trained police officers in really like effective hand-to-hand combat, the amount of violence, the amount of fights on the job went down massively. And they were like, what's happening here? Cops that are better at fighting actually getting less fights. It seems like crazy. It's like, wouldn't it be the opposite? No, but the reality is when you know how to take care of yourself, you know, when you know how to handle yourself in a situation, you're a lot more calm.
Yeah.
So if something is starting to heat up, instead of freaking out, because if you have no idea what's going to happen, if you have no idea how to fight, and someone's up in your face, and like, you know, you can feel the adrenaline come up, you might just like snap because you're scared. You might just flip out. But if you're like, okay, I can handle this stuff, and you're calm, then all of a sudden the other person will get more calm, and then it won't diffuse because there isn't like this.
You won't. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That makes total sense, man. Because I know you train in martial arts. I didn't know that. I mean, I did a little bit of Muay Thai, a little bit of like boxing when I was younger, and it's just because like, and then it's like I have friends who are like special forces in the military here in Canada, but like American Army, Green Berets. I have Navy SEALs. Like I have friends who like they taught me some things like so like I don't know if I get into a fight with somebody, I'm going to probably try to just kill them. So like I don't want to like get into so I'd rather not get into I was like, hey man, it's all good. Like I'd rather just like because if he puts his hands on me, it's good. I'm probably not gonna stop if somebody dies.
well, yeah, no, it's funny you say that. 'Cause when I trained throughout high school in martial arts, and my instructor said if it's worth fighting for, it's worth dying for.
Yeah,
That's the
for real.
mentality you want to have. Yeah, and like most fights, like you probably see in bars and stuff, everyone sees they're ego fights.
Yeah.
It's like an ego thing. It's like but like really like because you never know what
You don't need that ego. It's like if you're confident in yourself, it's like you can just be like, oh yeah, all right, guy, you win. Like it's easier to just especially because I mean I don't want to get into that shit. Because if I get into that shit, it's not gonna be like some regular shit.
Yeah. No.
But anyway, we don't want to get into that too much.
Yeah, like the last thing I'll say there is just basically like, yeah, like also if you're on the same token, like if you're trained, you have nothing to prove. You can
Exactly.
fast. So like someone that's untrained, they might be like trying to prove to themselves that they're tough, and so then they might like get more rattled up.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like say someone says like someone comments on a video, and this doesn't really happen anymore, but it's funny. But someone like says like, "Yo, Greg, you're small." I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, someone commented on my last video and was like, "Hey, Greg, like it's 6 months. My goal is to be more jacked than 90% of the fitness YouTubers."
Oh yeah, that's Grim, right? Grim.
Yeah.
That's Tim Shufflebottom.
That's Tim Shufflebottom.
He changed his name. Yeah.
Is it really?
His name. Yeah.
Oh
I can tell I looked at one of the old videos where me and him were going back and forth, just talking, just joking around. And it's now that it used to be Tim, but now it's Grim. Like it's the same guy.
Yeah. I was
like, he said the same shit to me. I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, go for it. I'm not in a competition. I hope you do.
Yeah, no, I was just like awesome, but you don't really have to go prance around and tell people you're gonna get jacked in them in 6 months.
Hey man, I mean, like he Tim or Grim, he's like that's his thing, you know what I'm saying? Like he just likes that energy for whatever reason.
Right.
And that's cool. Yeah, I don't even know what he means what he says, like maybe he does, but like I just think he likes the energy, from because people start commenting and stuff, and he just likes the energy. It's cool.
Okay, so Brandon, we're gonna switch gears. We actually, this is cool. We talked a bit about fighting. That's actually something we talked about more so on another call. But let's talk about being good with women. Okay, Let's say for a second. Okay, I'm little shy Gregory. I'm really trying to get some hot girls, and I have a hard time talking to girls, approaching them. Well, for whatever reason, they just don't like me. They just go for the other guys. They don't go for me. How do I get these girls to like me? How do I have better results with girls? How do I get a girl to go on a date with me? How do I get a girl to jump my fucking bones?
Yeah.
Give it to me, dude. Give it to me.
All right, cool. First of all right, well, I will say, you know what? When working out helps in this regard, as it makes you like just more confident, right? So you want to like build your confidence up first, because you go you have to be talking like that, it's not gonna work. You want to build your.
Because I used to have I was terrible with women when I was in the high school, and there was one time, like just on that note, the girl I had a huge crush on, she sat beside me, and I tried to talk to her, and I couldn't talk to her. I was so bad in high school. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I got sent to an all boys military school because I got in a lot of trouble. I'm from Southside Chicago, for those who don't know, and it's just a fucking awful area. And I just got in a lot of trouble there. And I got sent away to military school. It was all boys military school. So I like right out of military school, I was in college, and I was like, you know what? This is good. Yeah, I'll tell you. I was like, you know what? I'd only been with like one chick, So I'm like, all right, I need to really fucking get good at this shit fast because I got 4 years I got to get 4 years of experience immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, one thing you can do All right, so first you build your confidence. So like I kind of had a little bit of confidence. I've been working out more, and you know who Bill Phillips is? Bill Phillips, he's
Is he
the
a fitness
founder of
guy?
huh?
Is he a fitness guy?
Yeah, he's a fitness guy from the '90s. You know, you were a
Yeah.
child. He was like mine, like someone who I looked up to. There was no YouTube, so I used to read his books and his magazines and shit. And he had this one article. He had his own magazine called Muscle Media, and it was an article about building confidence. He says, write down 5 things you're gonna do each day, right? And do those things no matter what, no matter what. Like do those things, and after a certain amount of time, you'll write them down. It's like some special about writing things down, and then scratch them off as you do them.
That could be like going to the gym,
Yeah,
like sticking to my diet,
doing your fucking homework.
yeah, doing your homework,
You
coaching
know,
a girl or something.
it could be anything. Yeah, bullshit. You know, it doesn't have that do anything pertain to women, right? But just 5 things that you want to accomplish every day. And then when you do those things and you do it for an extended amount of time, what happens is you start to believe in yourself and you start to believe in your ability to keep the promises that you make to yourself. You start to build certain integrity, and you just start to like, because that's what confidence is, right? Confidence is believing in yourself, right? So like you really start to believe in yourself, or because you say, hey man, I do these things, I can do these things every day, and it's kind of just it builds something. It builds something, and so I was doing that, and just working out in general. I think that's part of working out too, like you accomplishing every day something, moving towards your goal. I
Yeah,
think
I
it just
feel that.
it builds you mentally way more than physically, I think. So anyway, so I didn't lack confidence, but what I did lack was experience, right? So because I did the stuff to build the confidence through high school, but I did lack experience, right? So confidence, I believe confidence comes from, you still there?
Yeah,
I believe confidence comes from competence, right? Like if I go try to do my own plumbing, I don't have no fucking confidence, right, in myself to do it, right? But if I call a plumber, he's been trained as a plumber, he's been doing it for fucking years or whatever, presumably. He does it all the time. It's nothing for him. He's got complete confidence in his ability to fix the pipes. So it comes from, so you got to gain competency in that area, and you do that from practice. So you do that from practice. If you don't have confidence at first, you need courage. Hold on, I might be going there. I might be going too deep, but
that makes sense, right?
Yeah, like there's a difference, right? You need if you're not good at something and you do it anyways, courage. Like I think I said, like if you have confidence, you don't need courage because it's nothing.
And this is a great point, because some people are like, I just wish I had the confidence to go and talk to women. I just wish I had the confidence to do this. It's like, yo, bitch, just fucking do it.
Yeah. You don't need. I mean, if you don't have the confidence, then that requires courage, right? Like if I go swimming a mile out into the ocean, for example, I said this in another video. I think I said if I go swimming a mile out in the ocean, I can swim okay, but I'm not like that confident yet, and so I don't have a lot of confidence in my ability. So it would take me courage to swim there and back. But Michael Phelps, he's trained and he's been doing it forever. He wouldn't take him any courage because he believes in himself. He's got the experience. So he goes back in there. So if you don't have confidence, you need courage. So cool. You got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And so what I did, well, this is what I suggest to people. Try to do 100 approaches. Right? That's going to build, it's going to take courage at first, but then what's going to happen if you approach 100 women, cold approaches. I don't mean on the internet. That's bullshit. I mean, it works. I mean, it's effective. I'm not saying it's ineffective, but it's not going to help you become better, right? Because online is just different than in person. It's just totally different. And so cold, and I don't mean a friend of a friend or somebody in your school, or I mean like chicks on the fucking street or in the bars or in the clubs, like strangers on the subway. 100 women are everywhere, so it's not as hard as you think. And 100 approaches, and once you, I mean, really, that's the gist of it. Once you get 100 approaches, you should gain, the fear will go away, and your skill level should improve. You do anything 100 times, you get good with it. Like I play guitar, right? So like, I don't know if you ever played an instrument, but if you do a chord progression a bunch of times, I mean, all it is practice. It's like you just get over it, and then you get good at that, and then you can do it without even thinking about it. So that's like you should be able to get 100 approaches in a month. You do 3 a day, right? It's like 90, whatever, close to it. And but it's going to be scary at first, but that's okay, because the way to get past fear is being exposed to the fear, right? Like when they want to train, like actually my boy Ty Lopez told this story, so I'm stealing it from him.
Lopez, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
so when I heard him say the story when he was in LA, he said that the Amish, when they want to, like the horses, they ride on the fucking road like with the cars and shit. But if you just get a regular horse from out the wild and put him on the highway next to some trucks, he's gonna spaz, right? So what they do is to get him used to it, so he's not afraid of these cars. They put the horse, they tie him to a rope, and he's kind of far away. They tie that rope to a fence that's close to the road, and like they leave him kind of far away, right? And then they gradually every day they bring the rope a little closer to the highway, and a little closer, a little closer. So then when he's exposed to the thing he's afraid of, the fear goes away, and then next he's right next to the road and he's not tripping, and then he can ride on the road with a buggy. So it's the same thing with us, man. Like if you expose yourself to the thing you're afraid. So if you're scared of talking to women, I think everyone starts like that. I don't think there's I think that's a myth that some guys just have it. I mean, maybe there are, but I think we all kind of like a little, like you said, you were a bad woman in high school. I think I definitely was initially too. So I just think the exposure to doing it just makes you, you just got to do it. When you're good at anything, you got to do it, and then the fear will go away. I think, right? Remember your first YouTube video? You remember when you first?
Dude,
you probably don't remember it, but do you remember like?
No, I remember it now. I do. Yeah, it was a viral sensation, and then I deleted my initial account. I made a video called Muscular Development. It was me as a teenager. Like every month, I took a picture showing my progress.
Oh, really?
It was like top on YouTube for a lot of fitness searches.
Did you talk in that video?
Sorry, no talking. Just like
yeah.
all on me in the background, just pictures, and yeah, it went pretty viral.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you remember the first when you were talking? Were you nervous? Like, did you trying to get your shit together? Huh? Or
no,
you have it? Like,
well, I think
now you seem pretty calm and collective. But initially, were you like nervous in front of the camera?
I wasn't nervous, but I'd put on a shtick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people do that. You ever notice that?
Yeah, they do.
You put the camera on somebody and they turn into a fucking person. Like, hey guys, we're about to do that. I'm like, the fuck just happened?
I'm like, yo, it's Gregor Gallagher from Toronto Fitness. Yeah, all that. Yeah, but eventually you kind of relax.
I mean, I probably did a little bit, but more so because I thought it was just funny to me. So I used to come in the room like, and then I was being kind of silly.
Yeah.
I didn't know so many people would watch my videos. Like if I knew that it would become this big of a deal, I might have been a little calmer initially. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it's just like that. Once you do something for a certain time, you just get better at it. You get more confident in yourself. And I think that's, 100 approaches. And if you really want to take it to the next level, you can see, I track everything. I'm big on track. Do you keep a workout log?
Yeah, dude. I my phone. Do you have an iPhone?
Nah, I got Android. I have a Note 4.
Okay. Well, on the iPhone they have a notepad. And basically, I don't use any apps to track my workouts. I just go into the notes and I copy and paste my workout from last week. I'll put it in there, and then I'll look at all the stuff I did, and then I'll try and get one more rep or add a bit of weight. Every workout, every time I do the same workout, I try and make it a bit better, get a bit more progress, and then maybe I'll change the workout when I stall.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. Is it see you millennials, man? Y'all do it in the phone, man. I keep it pinned. I'm old school, man. I'm old school.
I'm not organized enough for that, man.
You think it's important to track you think it's important to keep a log?
I think it's the most important thing.
That's what I always tell people. This is weird because I tell people all that. I say, like, listen, if you're not keeping a log, you're not fucking serious, you know?
You're not. No.
Yeah, and like everybody knows who's made real impressive gains physically keeps a log.
I've been tracking my workouts basically since I was 15.
Wow. Do you do what you eat too?
I started tracking my nutrition since I was like 19, 18.
Oh, shit. So, but you do it every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I write down everything I eat, how much water I drink, how much I sleep, every rep, every set, how much I rest between each sets. Like I track all of that. And that way, and this is why, because you want to look at yourself I try to look at myself. I like your method. Try to get it one more rip. That's kind of cool. What I do is I look at myself every month or every few weeks and see if I've made progress the way I want to. Then I can look. Then I got the data to see what I've been doing wrong or how I can improve. You know, oh yeah, that's right. I was eating these cakes, or I missed some meals, or I didn't get a lot of sleep this week. I have. It's called feedback analysis. Peter Drucker calls it feedback analysis. What he says, what gets measured gets managed, and what if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You can't manage it. So I say that to say this: if you really want to take your pimping to the next level, you need that. What you do is when you do these 100 approaches, you get a log it. Log it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I log everything. I do it with my finances. I write down how much money I spend every month, how much I make, you know, but log your so you can say who you approached, right? What kind of girl you approached, you know, what time of day it was, what venue was it was a bookstore, was it a coffee shop? And then after 100 logs, or even you'll start to notice patterns. You'll see what kind of woman is more receptive to you, what time of day is best for you to approach, what venues you succeed best in, and you'll get that feedback analysis. And now it'll be easier for you to hit targets because you'll have the data. You'll know what kind of you can get as detailed as you want. The more detailed, the better. Like, but you might say, hey man, this for whatever reason, tall Chinese girls like me, or or fucking.
How many tall Chinese girls?
20-year-old Russians, or I don't know. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out what demographic is most receptive to you. Like me, like you know, Spanish chicks love me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo hablo Brandon Grande. You know what I'm saying? So they love me out here in the streets. up in Harlem and shit. That's that, you know, but you'll find out what demographic works for you and what venues work. So maybe clubs work better for you, maybe coffee shops.
Girls with daddy issues, damaged girls love me.
Yeah, you get that. You know what I'm saying? They love everybody though. I don't think that's unique.
About Thunder, man. You're killing me here. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a cool strategy.
That's next level. Don't let no one find your blog, your approach log, because you will look like a straight pervert.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta find that shit. So let's talk about, like, let's say someone like listens to this video and like, okay, I want to start getting my 100 approaches down.
Yeah.
Maybe they go to the bookstore. Okay. Yeah. Maybe they go to the bar. Maybe they go just to their local busy kind of street, and then they see a girl they want to talk to. Okay. Yeah. And they cringe inside, and they're just like, they can't do it. It feels like they're about to jump out of an airplane.
Yeah.
Just have that. What would you kind of what would you say?
I would say that what you should do is, because here's the thing, that situation, what happens is, man, you put the pussy on a pedestal, and you look at a girl like somebody who you can't talk to. So you want to start talking to everybody, like just become more sociable. A good book to read, you know, I always recommend it. It's my #1 on my book list. Is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
I knew Dale Carnegie. I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man, Dale Carnegie. So if you read that, and then you just like learn how to like make small talk with anyone, you know, like talk to people, women you're not attracted to, talk to fucking guys, talk to old people, like just be gregarious wherever you go and start talking to people, and then it'll be nothing for you to talk to that girl. It's just like everyone else. But instead, you can take that conversation, that small talk, you'll be able to take that to the next level when it's someone you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, dude, I hear you. One thing that was
so difficult, like, and you could just, it can be anything. Like the openers are like, I don't know, I don't like the lines, and I don't like pickup lines or any like the techniques, you know, like what you read about, like the square method or the
I don't know that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that other shit. You're like, I'm not really big on that. I think you could just spark up some sort of conversation with somebody.
Well, yeah, and also in the pickup industry, I think in the early days it was all about like routines and lines and this and that and all these different like little strategies if you read the book The Game. But then there was like a kind of a breaking in of, let's just kind of be natural.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm not saying that stuff it's not effective, but it's that's not the approach I take or recommend. You know, like I think you can just be natural. You know, like I don't know, you can just be natural. Then you can like you can do certain things. Like once you've got in a conversation with a girl, you can start joking with her and make her do certain things to let her know you're interested. You know, like. But I mean, she'll probably assume you're interested. Just you just talking to her. You know, she's
yeah. I mean, because that's what one of the things they say is like, don't telegraph interest with a girl. Like literally, like go in and have like an excuse to talk to her. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, can I just get an opinion on that? And to me, that's just so weak. It's like if you're gonna approach a girl, like, and you're asking her, like she knows that you're actually like into her. Yeah. You know, they're like they know. So I mean, it just shows that you're not as confident.
I mean, listen, because you don't like that's how guys end up in the friend zone. They try to like make like friends with it. You don't make their attention known initially. Like if I'm talking to a girl, she's gonna know immediately probably that I have some sort of interest, you know, like or I don't, or I'm just being friendly. But like you don't want to end up. You want a girl that's how you end up in the friend zone.
Friend zone you, Brandon, not with those shredded abs, dude. I just want Brandon to be my friend.
I mean, you'd be surprised, man. I get that, you know, like I got rejected before, you know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody, you know?
Right.
I'm a niche market.
If girl's having you over to cry on your shoulder, she's going to be feeling those.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, here's the thing. Like, you don't want to, like, make her think you want to be friends, right? Because then it's, like, weird. Then now you're trying to fuck your friend, and it's like, that's, like, pervert shit, you know? Like, you want her to know initially. So, you know, you don't want to try to trick her. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
Yeah, no, and I think it's important to know that, girls love sex, and of course they want to have sex. And why not with you? And B, they just don't want to feel judged. So if you're like totally relaxed and chill and not like weird about things and just then it's like they can relax into it. And I'm going to get all totally out for a second. I'll Eckhart totally on you guys. Because one thing that helped me when I used to years ago, not even years ago, but a few years ago, when I used to be like shy approaching a girl on the street or you know, in a coffee shop or even in a bar if I wasn't drunk, like I think that we get stuck inside our head. And so we start to like literally get into our head, and then we start thinking of approaching her, and we have this internal conversation in our head, which makes it way harder. Because instead of being present, because you need to, in order to be natural and like be in the flow, you got to be present in the moment. But then when we're scared to approach a girl, we'll have like this internal conversation. Oh, should I not approach her? Oh, does she have a boyfriend? Oh, is she with her friend? Can I do this and that and that? And you want to get out of that mentality right away, because that kind of like, you're never going to convince yourself. You're never going to talk yourself into talking to a girl.
Yeah.
All you do is bring the mental, like all that mental shit away, and just focus on grounding yourself into the moment. Feel your senses, feel your breath, you know, feel your fingertips, you know, listen to the music, ground yourself in that moment, and forget about the past, because we look to the past to give us our identity. Oh shit, if this girl is not like me, then the identity I have as a cool guy is fucking destroyed. Forget about that shit. Forget about the future. Just pretend like you've just been born right into this moment, just like all through a white light, and then all there is this, and you don't give a fuck if people think you're like lame as shit. You don't give a fuck if this goes horribly. This girl could fucking just say, get the fuck away from me, weirdo, and you think that's hilarious because the past and the future is just gone. If you're at a bar and you're not going to talk to a girl, you're going to have the fucking worst night ever. But if you go and talk to like 10 different girls, even if it goes horrible, it's fun. It's funny as long as you just dissolve that identity and just be in the moment. And boom, the next point I want to just bring up and getting all totally is that a lot of times—
The caffeine kicked in, huh?
What was that?
The caffeine kicked in, huh?
That caffeine kicked in.
That shit works.
It kicked in. And like the other thing I was going to say quickly was that basically I think a lot of times girls are very intuitive, and so are guys. We're very intuitive, and we can feel something that's going on. And so if you go in there with a hidden agenda, I really, really want this to work out. This girl's so hot. Imagine this girl is my girlfriend. Imagine if I hooked up with her. It'd be so cool. And we have this hidden agenda that's taking us away from the moment. Girls can feel that. Like you want to go up to a girl and want nothing else than just this moment. Like not trying to take anything from her. Forget about trying to like, I must get her number. I must get this girl to like me. Forget about that and just go up complete. That's how you want to feel at all times, I think, especially when you're talking to girls. You want to feel complete, not trying to suck things out of her, just complete. And when you have that, it's almost like an aura around you, and girls will feel it. this guy's not trying to get anything from me. He's not trying to suck anything out off me. He's not trying to manipulate some desired result that he wants. He's just complete. And then it's a cool energy that if you can nail just through being present. Meditation helps. Like learning about this stuff, being present, and it totally helps. Sorry?
Meditate?
Do I meditate?
Yeah.
I do like, I don't do strict like sit down for 20 minutes, stare at a blank wall meditation. But what I did when I was kind of getting into this, I would basically put on Eckhart Tolle, the audiobook, and I'd listen to it for 20, 30 minutes. And I'd allow that to make me really present. Like I just focus on dissolving my mind, learning, because Eckhart Tolle speaks really slowly. So like your mind is racing, and then all of a sudden you reach that stillness point and you just feel the moment. It's like this warm bath. It's amazing. And so I would, because meditation, all meditation is being present. It's just getting away from the mental thoughts. So you can kind of meditate if you're going on a walk and just focus on being present and not like not have your mind race.
Yeah.
Like I'm technically meditating right now because in this conversation I haven't had any thoughts. I've just been present with you.
Yeah, I do I try to do every morning and try to do maybe not every afternoon, but I try to do Vipassana meditation. You focus on your breath. That Buddhist shit. When you focus on your breath, I try to do that for like a few minutes, at least some period of time each day. But yeah, man, like what were we talking about?
What we were talking about?
I lost it.
I was talking about like, approaching girls and not being up in your head and being present.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, I know that's a good point, because like if you're trying to like, you want to be just relaxed. So like that's why I think it's good to just talk to people all the time. Always be, you know what I'm saying? Like always be in that mode. So it's not you don't make such a big deal out of it when you talk to someone you're attracted to. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's kind of my
no, and it's hard to do, man. It's hard to do because like, a couple years ago, I would like go out to bars and I talked to a lot of girls. I'd go on a lot of Tinder dates. Tinder was doing well for me. Not right now, but like, no, I'm not doing it right now.
You're in a relationship right now, right? Not right now. Long time ago. Long time ago.
Right now. I'm not doing it right now, but sorry.
Not like yesterday, like a long time ago.
Long time. But yeah. But no, I remember like I was in LA and I was like, okay, you know what? I want to try this day game thing. I want to try approaching a girl during the day.
Day game, that's my shit.
Yeah, and like the only thing with me is I didn't want to just approach an okay girl. I wanted to wait for a girl that was like stunning. So I like was in the Grove in LA and I saw this 10 out of 10, and she turned out to be an actress. I'm not gonna say her name, but that doesn't matter. So this 10 out of 10 girl. Just, oh my God! Like might not be your 10 out of 10, Brandon. You might give her like an 8.
Man, yeah.
My 10 out of 10, and she was wearing this beautiful sundress. She looked so relaxed and everything. And like I was in a store and I saw her. I'm like, shit. Oh, I want to approach her so bad. She's so hot. And I was with my buddy Christopher Walker, who used to do my podcast with, and he was like, dude, let's find her. I'm like, okay. And so actually, she left the store and she walked into this other store. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? Honestly, like.
Now it's going hard now. Now you're when you start following them around. I mean, I've done it. I've been there.
It was. I know how that sounds, but it's more like, you know what? I don't even care about getting this girl. I just owe it to myself to approach her. You know what I mean? Because if you want to approach a girl and you feel that like, then you start to get nervous and then you let yourself shut down. That fucks you up, right? Like you have to push through that, and then when you push through that, that's how you develop the competence. And the confidence. So I was almost like, I had my chance and I missed it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fucking let it end like this. All I'm going to do is go say hi and just see what happens. Because I know that if I keep letting myself like shut down, then
it's better to get rejected than to like not do the approach in my mind,
Right. Yeah. So I end up going up to her, and I was like, I was so nervous. Like,
what was the opener? You remember the opener?
I said, I was like, hey, like, I just had to say, like, your style is impeccable. You look amazing. Like your sundress and everything, like, you did a killer job. And she was so flattered. She was like, because I think like it's one thing for a girl to be told she's beautiful, she's hot, but girls pride themselves on what they wear and their styles. But guys like, hey, I love your outfit. I think they take that really nicely. so yeah, she was like really flattered and complimented, and we talked for a little bit, and dude, she was so relaxed. She was just like LA girl, just like so chill. She's an actress, so this is probably typical, and like just so at ease. And I was like, I could feel myself like, you know, because this is like a first time approaching like a really stunning girl in the day, and I was just like, I was like at first I was like so anxious and nervous and tense, and then I could feel how relaxed she was, and I could feel myself. I was like so like, anxious and tense. She was so relaxed. I was trying to let myself kind of move down to her level, because I'd be like, oh, like, so, you know, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, I'm just like doing some shopping. Like, she's like so chill, just shopping with my friends. It's cool. And then I'm like, yeah, like, you know, we should. And this is actually an important point we should bring up. Is like, this is important. It's like some guys will go talk to girls, but they won't make a move. You gotta pull the trigger.
You gotta pull the trigger. You don't want to just talk. You gotta escalate things.
If you talk too long, she's gonna get the wrong idea. She's gonna think, oh, this is just a nice, friendly guy that, you know. But you gotta like,
yeah. That's how you are with everyone else. The difference between you and someone that's how I want you to be with everyone else. Just a nice, friendly guy. But when with someone you're interested, then you want to escalate things to another level. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was just like, I forget what happened. I'm like, yeah, like we should like chill. We should like hang out sometime, get like ice cream or go for drinks or something. And
ice cream. Ah, you ever seen? No, I'm saying you ever seen what's the fucking movie? Dave Chappelle, his only movie. It's all about smoking weed.
Oh, is it something about smoke? Dude, I forget what it's called.
This is one part where he's talking to the girl and he says, "Yeah, maybe we should go have some ice cream." And then his boys started fucking laughing so hard. All the potheads know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm sorry. So ice cream's fine. Ice cream's great. They love ice cream in LA. I know that.
Yeah. So and she was like wanting to get my number. She's like, oh, here, I'll get your number and then I'll text you and everything.
Nice.
And I at some point though, like this was when I wasn't as, you know, calibrated, and at some point I blew. I think we were texting and I just didn't. My texting was awful. I just didn't meet up. But it was like, it's actually not that hard to get the number if you're just normal and you're just like, you know.
Yeah, I think I like that story, man, because I like day game better than fucking night game, like way better, like a million times better.
Interesting. Yeah.
What about you? You like more of a night game kind of guy?
You know what? Like for me, I just logistically, like I'm not in the day that much. I'm not like around like hot girls during the day. It's like, so I love. I think approaching a girl during the day is such an awesome experience. Way cooler than being in a bar and like, oh, hey, what's up? Who are you? You know, it's because, but like success rates, like I haven't had much happen during the day. 'Cause I haven't really been in, like I haven't really approached that many girls during the day. I haven't really made stuff go down. But my thing's been more like, you know, bars and stuff.
I mean, there's differences, you know, there's differences, and the reason I like day game more than night game is because everybody at the bar or the nightclub or whatever, everybody's out hunting, you know, everybody. So it's like you don't want to really. I mean, I don't want to hunt in a pack. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like thinking about birds that hunting packs, you know, pigeons hunting packs, you know, buzzards hunting pack, you know, packs, you know, eagles hunt solo. You know what I'm saying? Like so, so it's like during the day, it's like this girl, she's in a fucking bookstore or coffee shop or whatever, or just on the train, or it's like she's not million guys. You're not one of many guys who are hitting on her at that time, right? So like for me, I think, and most guys don't like day game or just not into it or wouldn't do it. They need to get drunk to approach a woman, and because of that, if you don't need that and you can do it in a day, like it just puts you at a strategic advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I think now if you're trying to like going out for the one night stands, and night game is like the way to go. Like I don't even have any stories from other people who've like had a one night stand off a day game. Like I've never seen or really heard of it happening in experience. But night game, it's typical, you know.
Yeah.
So
But
this is what your goals are. You know?
But you know what? It's also like, you know, it's like if you're going to a bar and you're trying to get a one night stand from a hot girl, like it's not like you're gonna do it every night. It's
Nah.
not that. It's not like the easiest thing to do is literally get a girl to meet you out for drinks, because then you're just there with her. You're not having to like compete with all these other guys,
Yeah.
and then you just have drinks, and then you go back and you watch a movie or whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
Like that's
so number, then take her out. Yeah. Then you got a better chance.
Yeah, meet a girl during the day, text her, get her to come out, grab some drinks with you, and then it's like, then instead of having to approach that girl in the club when there's always guys around her and like her friends are judging her, I was like, oh, you're gonna go home with that dude tonight? That like,
Good point. She's usually alone. She's usually alone during the day, or she's not usually, but she's not with a group of girls probably.
Right.
That's a good point. It makes the approach. I think it makes the approach a little easier, in the day too.
Yeah, for sure. And even if she told her friends, she's like, oh, I met this really cool guy at Starbucks or Barnes and Nobles. We were talking, we texted, we hung out, and then we had sex. That's different than, oh, I went to a bar, some guy was hitting on me, and then I fucked him. Like girls get judged hard for that. I'm not saying it's wrong at all. I'm just saying girls get judged hard for that.
They care what their friends think, especially like the younger girls care a lot more what their friends think than
right.
I mean, what their friends think almost means the world to them if they're like really young, So like the social dynamics of women in their 20s, man. Like they probably what their friends think might mean the fucking world to them, So like you have to be cognizant of that, as well.
And like, exactly. But like then if you are in a club and you want something to happen, because sometimes it's like let's say you meet a girl at a club, she's like a bit drunk, maybe you're probably drunk too. It's like trying to hang out again isn't the easiest thing in the world.
It's not like that. A number is a guarantee of nothing, like in the number is a guarantee of nothing.
Although I've had very good success when I started to like get better with texting, and like literally I've gone to clubs and literally talked to a girl for 5 minutes, got her number, and then met up with them and then made stuff go down like and it's like, it's because guys don't know how to text. And this is something I had to figure out hard way.
How do you text? Bring it down, man, because I know you got I used to have to do this shit before a cell phone could text.
Yeah, it's hard to break it down, but guys, like if I look at girls, like guys message girls on their phones, it's like, oh my god, this guy's awful. It's because they're not texting, they're not having this experience with the girl. First of all, they're really boring. They're like scared to say anything. They'll either send like really long messages, which are crazy, or they'll be like boring, like what's up, do nothing, like you have to like make it fun, and but also like you have to take what the girl's saying into account. So if you ask a girl a question like, hey, what's up? Just been like doing this and that, and what's up? How's your day been? She's like, oh, it's good. Then a guy would go on and be like, oh, cool, like this, that, this and that. It's like you gotta tell her that's not cool. Like if a girl's like, oh, it was good, and she gives you like short answers, you're gonna be like, well, God, like spare me all the details next time, Jesus.
See, that's weird because I mean I get what you're saying, but like I always feel like, yo, man, I'm not trying to like. Well, maybe you're just better at texting than me because I'm just like I'm not really trying to impress her with my texting ability. I'm trying to like set up the meeting. Like that's it.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's what I use text for, to set up the meeting because I'm better. Maybe that's good. That's the thing. You can cater to your strengths, right? So if that's not a strength of mine and it is a strength of yours, maybe you use that to your advantage. But for me and any other guys listening, if you don't know, if you're not good at text, maybe like just use the text to set up meetings. Cause that's what I do. Like exclusively. I'm not trying to charm her text. I'm not trying to fucking impress her with my how witty I am via text. I'm just like, yo, let's set up the meeting because I'm better in person. I'm a lot better in person.
You're better. I mean, texting is like important though, because if you get the number and you want to like, if you can just logistically be like, hey, let's meet up this day, that's amazing. That's the best thing you could do.
Yeah.
A lot of times girls need to kind of, if they met you and they're not around you anymore, they need to feel that energy a bit. And then like, let's hang out. But you don't want to be your pen pal at the same time. Like worst advice, don't be a pen pal.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah.
Set up the meeting. I mean, I say you set up the meeting immediately. I'll do that shit the day I meet them. Like, yeah. I mean, I'll break the rule. I don't know. I don't know if this is good advice or bad, but I'll like break I break a lot of the rules, you know, like, and that maybe it's something that I can do, but I don't know. Like, I've called girls within the hour of getting a number. I've texted them, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, fuck it, what you doing now? You know, like I've done it with you know, varying degrees of success, but sometimes it works well, you know.
No, I mean, I that 3 day.
I have turned day game into. I've turned day game. Now that I think about it, into sex, right? That day, but it wasn't. It was like throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I get a number and then we text. Oh, you know, nice meeting you, right? And then it was like, well, hey, what you doing? Fuck it, what are you doing there? And I think some about that is kind of exciting, you know, to both of you guys. You know, you're doing something because most guys don't behave like that, and some about that is like kind of exciting, and it's like it's novel to them because you're new, and you want to strike while the iron's hot. That's another thing. I think you want to get in there while you're new to her, right? While you're new and exciting to her, because if she's hot, she's gonna get approached probably before she gets home again.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure you're still the new and exciting guy. You know, you don't want to be old news. Does that make sense?
Dude, this is hugely important. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have sex with a girl within 2 weeks, then fuck it, move on. I think, you know, you're better off moving on. This is my opinion though.
Right.
2 weeks.
And it's also like the logistics, like really, really important. Yeah, like if you meet a girl at a club, you hit her off with her, and then you have her number, but then you don't, then like she went off that night somewhere, then you text her. I mean, she might be down, dude. Like so.
She might. I've seen it happen. It's happened. It happens.
Yeah. Fuck. Sorry, my phone is just distracted me. I gotta turn it off.
Oh yeah, man.
If anything,
we're gonna be in the moment, man. Eckhart Tolle and shit. You talking about being wrapped in a warm bath of light a second ago, and now you're like distracted.
No. I mean, I need to be like, you know, if a phone's, but okay. No, but that's a really good point, dude. But yeah, logistics are key though, because the 2 week thing you said, yeah, you want something to happen in 2 weeks. Well, I mean, you want to make sure that, like, if you're meeting up with a girl, you're going to meet up with a girl in a situation that actually something can happen, you know? Yeah. Going for a lunch date, dude, what is, like, lunch date? Come on, seriously, you know?
You know what I do? You can do that. I did a long time. But you can do lunch dates, Kobe. I actually like to do that before a night date.
Dude, right? We have 56 live viewers right now. I didn't tell anyone about it.
Oh, what up? What up, everybody?
What's going on, live viewers?
Listen, I like to do coffee or lunch on like the first. I like to do that when I can, right? Because it's no pressure, it's calm, and it gets the first date out the way. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the first date, so she might not feel so when you do the night date, she might not feel have so much reservations of, oh, you know, like I don't do this on the first date or whatever rules she has. You know, it's cool. You get it out the way because you bullshitted away the first date with coffee, or like you bullshitted the first date with I
hear you.
That was good, guys. Keep that one. You disagree?
Well, I don't disagree. I think that can work really well. I'll just do drinks right away. You know.
You go straight for the kill.
I work during the day, man. Once I have my coffee, I want to freaking work. Right. Like, that's my schedule. I'll work even if it's like 3 hours a day. Like, so I mean, I hate having to like make plans and meet with people during the day.
Plus, yeah, I get that because I'm the same way.
Yeah, I like to drive it. I also like to drive at night when there's no traffic and stuff. So I always like meet them 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then and then yeah,
you're gonna eat lunch anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true. You know, but then yeah, that's fair.
But I get what you're saying. I like to not break up my day now, you know. But it's cool. Like I'm more productive, you know. If I don't, like you've been home all day, probably, right?
Yeah. No, I work from home. Yeah, I've been home.
Yeah, I've been home all day working too. I've been in this fucking room working all day, you know. So I get that.
So like what I would do, you know, previously would be like I'd get drinks and stuff, and then like the idea is, okay, we're gonna go back to my place probably. And you know, mostly they would be down, but I'm all like, hey, we're going to my house to have sex. You can't do that. I would talk to them. I'd be like, oh my god, like maybe see like, oh, what TV shows are they into? Oh, you love Criminal Minds? Oh my god, what time is it? Okay, we got time. We're gonna like watch like one Criminal Minds episode.
Yeah, you gotta have an excuse to get them there.
And then like, okay, you know, And you
You know
know,
what works better than that? I'm sorry. My fault.
I was just saying, maybe you know what? It's not gonna happen the first night, and that's totally fine. The worst thing you can do is like get upset. No, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's totally cool. Like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't judge girls at all if they want to hook up the first night. I think that's best case scenario. I think that's amazing
That's
because
decisiveness in my mind. That means you're decisive. You know, make a fucking decision. That's a good characteristic.
but guys are like, oh my god, this girl wants to have sex with me. She must be weird. It's like, of course this girl wants to have sex with me.
I'm like, yo, if she doesn't, she's fucking weird. Maybe I just assume she doesn't. If I don't fuck, I just assume that she's got some sort of STD or it's the period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just naturally assume that she's got herpes and herpes outbreak. That's the excuse I make to make myself feel better.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That would be
herpes.
You gotta try that. That would be funny. Like imagine, you know, your girl's over, you're watching some Criminal Minds and like, you know, things are starting to move and just like, oh no, I can't do it tonight. I'm like, you sure? You had some stuff going on there. I mean, hey, like that's fine. Just make sure you're cleared up because I pride myself on always being clean.
Yeah, gotta be clean. You know what works better than? Listen, man. Listen, I know you. Listen, I'm about you about to come out with a cookbook, right?
I'm doing Kino Chef. Oh,
Kino Chef. You can,
yeah.
You can cook. So the guys, what they need to do, they need to get the copy of the Kino Chef, right?
Kino Chef.
Yeah, I cook. Listen, cook for girls, man.
Yeah.
Like we so but that's weird on the first date. But if you already got the first date out of the way with lunch or coffee, right? Then you say, hey man, you talk about how, hey man, I just got these new recipes, these Kino recipes. And it's a healthy shit. And she'll be like, oh, you can cook? I'm like, hey, yeah, I can cook, right? And then you get her, then you say, you know what, I'll cook for you, man, this week. And then that's the best. I used to do that all the time. Because here's the thing, why it's so good. Cooking is great because one, it's cheaper than taking her out, so it's fiscally conservative. You're being fiscally conservative, all right? And then two, she's already, like, logistically, she's already there. Like, she's already there. You don't have to pull no strings or tricks to get her to the crib. That's there. And if you're smart, you had some wine or whatever she likes to drink to go along with your meal. And she's already there. It's the best thing in the world. So it's cheap. It's a cheap date. She's already there, and it seems like it's cool, right? She's like, oh, this guy cooked for me. You know?
No one does this, man.
I mean, that's the shit. So I mean, your success rate will skyrocket. I'm telling you, your success rate will skyrocket.
That's awesome.
She's already there.
Yeah, and that's a time where you don't want to be obsessed with your macros. If you start weighing your food out in front of that girl, she is going home. You're gonna eyeball that shit.
Yeah. You don't break the scale out.
You don't want to break the scale out, man. That would be.
Nah. I mean, unless she is in fact a fucking IBF pro or some shit. IBF, you know what I mean? Unless she's a competitor, but for the most part. I mean, listen, I like, so like really, I have the, I'm usually trying to, I think that's the best move, like to cook for him, man. Like I can't really, if I cook for a girl, man, I probably got like a 90%, I'm just picking, like probably like 90% like closing rate.
Right. Yeah. That's.
I got about 90% conversion rate on the cooking.
What's your go-to meal to cook?
My go-to meal is probably some kind of fish because it's fast and easy, you know.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably some kind of fish.
And she knows you eat fish.
Huh?
And she knows.
Oh, yeah, I see what you did there. And,
You're not hiding anything.
But I'm about to learn some new recipes out of the fucking Kino when I get the Kino.
It's out next Tuesday. You can actually go.
Next Tuesday, I'm gonna get I'm gonna add to my arsenal recipe.
Arsenal, man. You guys do Meredith's chicken, dude. It's the bomb.
Yeah.
Potatoes. Yeah, I have some awesome recipes in there. Change the game. But actually, like, you know, just to add about earlier, like, you know, having sex quickly. I think that it's also good because if you hook up with a girl, like say the first date, second date, whatever it is, first or second date, then when you take her out for dinner, when you take her out for ice cream, she doesn't think like you're trying to get something from her. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like, oh, this we had sex and this guy like must really like me, because he's already had sex. He's not trying to get anything now.
Oh
So
yeah, he's still here.
he's still here. Like because if you like literally like day one, you take this girl out for dinner and then you invite her out to this and then this, and you haven't had sex with her, this girl's like, oh, this guy's just trying to spend a lot of money and take me out and trying to have sex with me. And a girl will like, you know, and so it kind of ruins.
I mean, you can do that too. Like if you got more money than time, then you know, I'm like if you need to fly her somewhere or you know take her on a trip, then if you got the fucking money, like I get that too, you know, because that's an effective strategy as well. But this I guess with everything we talked about with guys who don't want to pay to play, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I would just also feel much better about a situation if like I didn't have to spend a lot of money on a girl in order for something to happen.
Yeah, I mean that's better, and that's best case scenario. But sometimes you just gotta get the fucking, you know what I'm saying, job done. So if she needs to go shopping or get her hair done, you know what I'm saying, or her nails did, I'm not, you know, like that's what the situation calls for. Sometimes, you know, I ain't against that here. But I'm old though. I'm an old man. You young boys shouldn't have to do all that.
No, it's
I'm in a relationship now. I'm saying this is like long time ago. I'm saying.
If just a little dinner is gonna get the job done, then get the dinner. You know, do the dinner.
I mean, don't pay a prostitute. You know, like that's different.
I was watching Wolf of Wall Street the other day. The amount of prostitutes that they had sex with is just obscene.
Seems scary, man. Like I've never done it just because for the real reason, just because like, man, I was like, seems scary. You know what I'm saying? Like to have like I would at least want to be the first guy that fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Jesus.
Oh, yeah. And like literally, like no, that'd be the worst because you like, oh no, not be down, not my thing.
I'm not really with that, but I mean, yeah, that shit was crazy.
I could have sex a ton. I could have sex so much. So if I was actually gonna like solely use prostitutes to fulfill my sexual desires, I would be broken as sex.
Yeah, that'd be this is not. It's not. But here's the thing: like guys like that. Here's the thing: they got more time than money, so that's why they do it. Like it's not necessarily they can't get girls; they just don't have the fucking time. You know.
Right.
Okay. They just don't have the time.
No time, man.
Like I have a friend who's actually a fucking hooker in like the financial district here in New York. You know what I'm saying? She was just like, yeah, these guys, they just don't have time to go like meet girls and take them out. So like there's some of them be just like young guys like me and you. Well, I'm youngish, you know, but like, you know, like me and you, and they'll be like, huh?
Like
they could go out and meet girls. They just like these are guys who work like 80-hour days, you know. And she said those are her clients, you know.
Wow, fascinating.
It's weird. It's weird, right? Like, but that's the thing. That's why, like, I also feel like it's important to structure your business where, like, I wouldn't structure my business where I have time. I have more time than anything. You know, I can out. Because time is a resource, and I want that. I don't want to spend it all in a money acquisition. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's actually a fair point because literally, if you're in the finance world and you're working literally, if you're up at 7 a.m., not finished work till 9 o'clock, like literally 5 days a week. Saturday you work like 8 hours. It's like, and then if you're meeting girls and stuff, it's like a lot of times you got to be flexible because girls have a lot of stuff going on usually, and like they might have an opening.
They got options. The hot shit got a lot of options.
A lot. So if your schedule is too inflexible, then you're gonna miss out on a lot. So I mean, if someone like literally, if investment banker is just like destroyed with work, and it's been 2 months and he hasn't got anything. Yeah. Like, okay, he's gonna.
That's why they do it. Like that's why they do it. You know, it's not necessarily that they're just losers, but they just don't have the fucking. I mean, I'm not. It's like, you know. Yeah. But like, if you got the time, then you should like. You can probably get a better relationship and better quality. Like, you know, I mean, you know.
Wait. So how do you know this girl, Branson? You get busy.
Well, she wasn't a prostitute when I met her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, yeah, we used to actually hang out. You know, we used to like see each other, and then we stopped, and then like, you know, she just started doing this shit. You know, it was like it's weird. We were still friends. You know, like cool with each other because it was never nothing serious. And yeah, man, it's weird. It's kind of weird. like the knower, you know. And but yeah, I wouldn't have sex with her. I wouldn't have sex with her with my worst enemy's dick, you know. Like she said, yo man, she has sex with like 3 to 5 guys a day. She said
Hey, man.
a
Wow.
day.
I didn't even know that the vagina can take that.
Yeah, yo, it's capable. But she said it's like it's not like it's like these guys like it's like they last like 5 to 10 minutes, you know, tops. So it's not like they're like going. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same as like, you know, sex with someone you really like, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Can we the prostitute topic for too long? We need to finish. We can't finish.
Yo, I was so like when I found out she was doing this, like I was just so like intrigued. Like I wish I would have filmed it for YouTube, but she probably doesn't want that shit on YouTube.
Well, I feel like it, like to normal people, it's like this is a crazy thing. What she does this is insane, but I feel like for her it was like one little small little step over the line, and then it just like okay, like justification. Oh well, like you know these guys don't have the time. I'm fulfilling a service, and I'm making a lot more money than working at Wendy's, and it's like you know.
It was the money. It's the money. You know what I'm saying? It's the money. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know if she needed as much as like you like that's probably how most girls use or like drugs, you know, like a lot of drugs. But like she was just money, man. She said she makes like fuck like
$3 grand a week.
Like 10 grand a month.
Okay.
That's a lot for a you know, a young girl in her 20s, you know.
Yeah, but you gotta bang 3, 4, 5 dudes a day.
It's a lot, yeah, man. I mean,
that's
I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of things you can do for money that I wouldn't do, you know. So, but you know, some people have just different, you know. Who am I to judge?
Yeah, that's fair.
I have a fuck. I wanted to say something. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot. I lost it. How many people watching now, man?
You got 63, man.
What up? What up?
What's going on? So for people watching, make sure to comment and say, hey, whatever you want to see, another video or something, let us know what you'd want to see. If there's something we could expand on.
If you listen, when I come to Toronto, if you show me how to do a podcast, I'll do a fucking interview, like an audio interview. She doesn't want her face or nothing. An audio interview with this girl. That might be a good interview, right? For our podcast.
That could be cool. That would be interesting to kind of hear that.
Yeah, that's crazy, son. I guess I might have to pay her for her time, though, man. I think she's 200 an hour, so I have to pay her for that hour interview. But a lot of girls like now. There's that kind of prostitute where she's like just a straight like whore, but then there's these other girls.
They get
like,
like $3 grand.
Huh?
They get like paid $3 grand.
Yeah, you ever see like these other girls like on Instagram? You ever see these girls on Instagram? Oh yeah, they're models, man, but they never posting pictures of the ads they book, you know, they never pictures of their campaigns they book, but then they're always in Dubai, or they're always on somebody's yacht or in a different city. You know, you ever see that shit? You ever see that on Instagram?
I don't really watch that kind of stuff that much on Instagram.
Well, I do.
I believe it. Yeah.
Those girls are there's guys paying for them girls to do that, you know. And they're not paying, and you know, it's not for nothing, you know. So like, it's that kind of who may not classify herself as a prostitute, but she gets benefits from fucking these rich guys. So there's that level too, you know, like. And if you're a rich guy, it's probably just easier. And these girls are like hot, like these girls would be like 10s, you know, like 10s and ups. So there's that too, you know. I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. I'm just talking about buying pussy, I guess.
This is a passion. This is a passion. The prostitution industry. Were you a pimp in another life?
No, but in college, I had a friend who was actually like a real pimp, man. He went to
71 viewers talking about pimps. What's up?
His name was Saucy. Saucy. And Saucy was a pimp, like and he had like slick back hair and a ponytail. And then this girl I know, and I won't say her name, but this girl I know, she was real cool, man, and she just started getting into drugs like coke, and you know that's a habit you need a lot of money to pay for. And the next thing you know, she was working for Saucy, and that's how I met Saucy.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's weird, but it's out here. It happens.
Yeah. So to wrap up, let's kind of finish off. I just want to say, like, because this this episode is called "How to Be Amazing with Women."
Oh yeah, we kind of veered off a little bit, didn't we?
A little bit is a bit of an understatement. We left everyone behind in the dust. Like, I'm here to learn how to be good about amazing with women. All I'm hearing is to pay for prostitution.
Yo. I mean, but you shouldn't have to do that if you got time and you got charm. That's what I'm saying. Like if you don't want to get good at women, that's another option. But like, if you listen to the shit we said earlier, like you should be good, man. Like you should be 100 approaches. I mean, most of you will have a straight up girlfriend before you get to 100 approaches. For real. Most of you guys will probably end up with a real girlfriend before you get to 100 approaches.
When I was in high school, because I said I was shy and late in high school, then I started to understand, holy shit, being good with women is a skill set. This isn't just something up in the air, fugazi. It's actually a skill set. And I was like, wait, I'm doing everything to make girls not attracted to me. I could be doing well at this, but I'm doing everything. I'm trying to be really nice. I'm kind of like trying to be like really conservative and like not say anything that could be misconstrued the wrong way. Like one time I was in class, and this is like, it must have been grade 10, and it was science class, and I was like, I got my seat and everything, and this girl came up to me and she was like, Greg, you're in my chair. And I was sitting with my buddy Brendan, and Brendan's like, screw off, like we're sitting here. I'm like, oh no, it's okay, you can have it. Like this girl was obviously like giving me a shit test because she wanted to flirt with me. She wanted to see it if I actually had some balls. And I was like, oh, take the chair. And I did the worst thing possible. But then I understood what was going on, how like what's flirtation, attraction, this and that. And I was like, and then I started to like understand like proper eye contact and body language and all this. And then I ended up going to a party. I hooked up with like this hot girl, and then we dated. Like literally, like, so I mean, there's a lot to say for the 100 approaches thing. Yeah, if you're just trying to get a girlfriend or something, or meet a cute girl, then you'll probably before 100 approaches, you'll be fine.
If you're not a fucking asshole like me, you'll probably get to 100. You'll probably get a girlfriend before you get to 100, before you hit 100. You know, and if you really want to see like some fucking day games, if you want to see some fucking day game in action, right? Watch. I have a video. It's what is this one? It's my Fitness Expo LA highlights. In the beginning, watch the very beginning of that, and then watch the very end. You know what I'm saying? Like just watch the very beginning and the very end, and you'll see you'll see it in action. You know, and if you want to see some day game, but like that's how you do it. I'll put on the clinic. Did you ever read any books on? I know you said you read the book, The Game.
Yeah, dude, I read The Game, and I think. I actually really enjoyed the read. I thought it was a really well written.
He's a great author, you know.
Author Neil Strauss. Yeah, I don't like for novelist reading. I don't really read that many novel books. But like,
I read nonfiction exclusively. Yeah. Yeah,
and so I like The Game was one of the few books I read and enjoyed, and I finished it quickly. I was like excited to read it. Yeah, and I like watching videos on social dynamics. I think that typically guys, or at least myself, I think a lot of men, we want to be good. We want to build a successful business or career. We want to have an awesome physique. We want to be great with women, and we want to be like healthy and you know, have a good lifestyle. It's like there's like the four things we want. Like, and women is a huge part of them. It's like it makes sense to try and be better to prove yourself with women.
Yeah, it makes total sense, man. Like I also there's a good book. It's called Bang by my boy Roosh V.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually did a video with him. Like, it's on my page. It's how to meet women in the gym.
Roosh.
Like, yeah, and Roosh is a funny dude. He's actually doing some conferences around here, and I think I might be I don't know if I'm a guest speaker, but I'm gonna be at the one in New York. Who else, man? There's a good book called How to Succeed with Women that I think I read when I was like 19. It's like if you look at it, if you find it on Amazon, it's like all black. That's a good book. These are books you should buy on Kindle so nobody can find your fucking physical copy and you look like a pervert.
Yeah.
You look like a pervert.
Yeah, I like some of those artists.
To influence people, man. Like that shit.
Okay, it's good, eh?
I
like Tyler.
What'd you say?
I like Tyler's videos on YouTube a lot. Tyler RSD.
Oh yeah, Tyler, man. All right, so I'm going to every time I'm in California with me and him, we're supposed to link up. And he's always when I'm there, he's always somewhere else.
Yeah.
So hopefully next time I go out there, we're gonna hang out.
Right. For people watching, there's this video called Tyler Destroys a White Knight or something. Do you see that video?
No.
Dude, it was the most entertaining, whatever, 5 or 6 minutes of my life.
Tyler Destroys a White Knight. I'm gonna find that immediately.
Dude, it is. I've watched it 10 times. It is so good because Tyler is like really intelligent dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, like some people have like a creepy connotation with pickup, and like, dude, this guy is like a real freaking deal. Like, he's an awesome dude. And the reality is if you're gonna pick up hot girls, you can't do it being creepy. You got to be legit, like, dude that's full comfort within himself. And so there's one video where he's having like this fun time with like these girls, the hot girls outside a club. He's dancing. He's like kind of making out with like 2 girls or something. And then this one guy chilling outside smoking a cigarette is like, you got to be less of a douchebag, and it calls him like the C word and stuff. And that's all I'm gonna say. And so like Tyler could have just blown it off or whatever, or just done, but he wanted to make a great video because it was being filmed. And so he literally just picked this guy apart and started talking to him, destroying his beliefs. And at the end of it, oh, dude, it was just insane. It was insane.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'll send the video to you. It's like Tyler the White Knight. It is incredible. But yeah, no, I like his videos a lot because it's like really, it's more like self-improvement advice.
Yeah, because that's a lot of it is like that. You know, kind of like how bodybuilding still is more self-improvement than it is just building your physique. It's not just that, because if you get good at anything or build any skill, it's going to translate into other areas of your life, because you have to commit to something, right? You have to commit to something. You have to work on it every day, and that's just going to build. That's going to help you in every area. You know, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So like, if you commit to something to get good at something, you'll probably improve in other areas as well, or at least your capacity to improve in other areas will improve.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, and yeah, I guess kind of finishing off like yeah, you want to like approach women and work on and building that up, but also improve yourself. You know,
yeah.
Because if you dress well, if you have a good physique, if you're working and like if you have ambition in your life, you're trying to like, you know, working on yourself, then it's gonna help. You know, so if you're in shit shape, it's gonna make it harder to pick up hot girls.
Oh yeah, it's like if you're in sales, right? Like I've worked in sales or whatever. If your product is good, it's easier to sell. The better your product, the easier it is to sell. So you want to like, if you're a fucking awesome guy, then it's like you don't really need as many tricks, or you know, like hot chicks aren't going around fucking convincing motherfuckers to fuck them, right? They're just there. They just show up, you know. So you gotta be the best you can. So like people just want you, you know.
And on that note, I'll just drop the whole reel. So people ask me like, "What's Kinobody? Kinobody this? Kinobody that?" And in like multiple different languages throughout Europe, Kino translates to movie body, like that Hollywood movie body. But the original meaning was Kino, especially in the dating industry. It like, you know, there's something known as Kino escalation. Kino is like touch, and like that process in which you develop that kind of attraction. Because if something is going to happen, there's going to be that physical contact. You know, humans are very touchy creatures. And so like the play on Kinobody was developing a body that girls can't keep their hands off of. If you have an amazing, chiseled, Greek god physique, it's not that hard to be good with women. You know,
that's going to help things. It's not everything, but it's
everything. But it makes it like does a lot of that heavy lifting, pun intended, for you.
And if you like make money too, like not necessarily like to spend it on them, but just from an evolutionary standpoint, like resources are attractive to women, right? Because they're gonna think, they don't think it, but subconsciously it's like, all right, this guy has resources, then he'll be able to take care of the offspring a little better, right? That's like they find it attractive, not even if you don't spend a dime on them, right? Just the fact that you're successful or ambitious. So like, if you got a good body, if you're successful, if you have a good social group, like just make yourself better. Mm-hmm. It's easier. Like, in fact, I'd rather you not focus on game. I'd rather you just focus on making yourself better, and then women will start coming to you. You know?
Yeah. No,
people always ask me how I get all these girls in my videos. I'm like, fuck, you should ask them how they fucking met me.
Which actually, that's such an important note right there, is that sometimes guys will have beliefs about like, why would this girl like me? Like, why should I like? And they'll have random insecurities oh, like, you know, I'm not tall enough, or I don't have enough muscle, or maybe I don't have enough money, all these random insecurities. Oh, I still live at home and this and that. And it's like, dude, you gotta learn how to frame things in a really positive way. Because girls don't necessarily react to what they see, they react to what they feel. Same with guys. We don't always react to what we see, we react to what we feel. So if you're chilling with a girl and you're gonna take her home, and like you live at your parents' place, and like you're all insecure, like, oh no, she's gonna judge me because I'm 26, I live at my parents' house, and you're like, and then if like, first of all, you don't even have to say anything, but like if she's like, oh, you live at your parents, you're like, yeah, of course I do. It's an amazing situation. I save tons of money, and I'm not even gonna think about moving out until I can get my dream place in a couple of years. And then a girl's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then if like she asks you like I mean, you can frame anything.
Yeah. Like, I don't have a car.
You don't have a car. Yeah, you could frame that. It's like the girl's like, oh, you don't have a car. Like, hell no. Why would I need a car? I live in New York. I can subway everywhere. I don't have to deal with like having a car thing. All the money I save.
Why I got rid of it? Like for real, I sold my car on the movie. I couldn't park, and I couldn't find parking spots. I would get tickets, $100 tickets a month. And I was like, fuck this shit. So now I just take Uber and the subway. But it's like I just be like, yeah, man, I'm fucking free.
Parking, yeah, it must be insane. You probably save time and stuff. Like one of my friends was like, oh, I don't have like a job. Why would a girl, like, what is a girl gonna think if she finds I don't have a job? Just be like, hey, look, I was in this career, it's going amazing, but I literally I didn't feel passionate about it. I didn't feel passionate about it, so now I want to stop and I want to find something I could really truly pour myself into and love. I mean, guys create all these insecurities about why girls wouldn't like them, this and that. It's like you can frame anything in a really cool, positive way.
I would say though, if you don't have a job or if you're fucking poor,
yeah, work your ass
on that first.
Yeah,
not because for women, just because for yourself, man, it's gonna make it a lot better. Life's gonna improve if you get your financial situation in order, man. That's something that's imperative. You can't fuck around with that. Like don't like, take that shit seriously, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Don't fuck around. Like if you ain't got a job, then you can still do it, but I'd rather you focus on getting your shit together.
Yeah, you just don't want to tell yourself, oh, a girl won't like me because of this and that. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, for sure. I get what you're saying. My fault. I just kind of.
No, it's important. So yeah, don't have a job. Don't focus on trying to take out lots of girls when you don't have a job and you're like, you know.
Nah, chill out. Cause like, how you gonna buy drinks? How you gonna pay? Like, how you gonna? I mean, you definitely should like pay for the drinks. I think, if you take a girl out, you should pay for it. I think. When I was young. Oh, speaking of which, you see the cat? See this guy?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, girls love him. Like a girl tricked me into getting this. One of my friends, she's a vet, and they were gonna have to kill him because nobody would adopt him because he's a black cat. And I was like, oh fuck, I'll take him. So I got tricked into doing that. White knight shit. But anyway.
White knight shit.
But what was I saying? I was trying to.
Oh, getting the job, man. Getting the job.
Oh, you should pay for. I mean, I don't. You pay for girls when they go out with them, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you should do that just on some. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should be able to do that. You should be able to do it comfortably. So if you don't have,
it's nice when a girl offers to pay for herself. I like that.
I mean, do you let them if they offer?
No, I'm like, no, don't worry, I got it. Like, unless they're like adamant, like, must pay for myself. But no, I was like, no, don't worry.
If they make a big deal about it, yeah. But I want to pay for them, right? You ever read Influence, the book Influence?
I've seen it multiple times.
You read that book, man, because there's law of reciprocity. You know.
I believe it, dude. I believe it.
So like, you want to pay for them. Just trust me. You want to pay for them.
I love to pay for people for this and that. It's a great feeling, and I believe in the whole concept of reciprocity. I do
that with everyone. Like even like, you know, if I go out with like some of my friends, I'll probably like just pick up the bill with everybody. You know, like I do that all the time. But like, especially with women, just because I don't know, man. I mean, it's cool if they fucking offer. I guess if they make a big deal about it, sure, I'll allow you to pay.
Right. The one other thing I want to say is I know how I was talking about framing things in a positive way, but also you don't want to seem like you have this huge ego and you have to be right and correct and awesome all the time. I think sometimes it's cool because guys always try and prove themselves to girls. Oh yeah, like what time is it? Oh, it's my Rolex. Wow. Oh, I work at.
Yeah, fuck that. You don't do
that. Of it. Like they try and prove themselves. Like sometimes I'm like, wow, I haven't showered in a few days. I want to say 3 days, but could be 4. I don't know.
So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to put on a show or like be extra masculine. Like I got a fucking cat, bro. Like I don't have to be like extra. That's probably like the least masculine thing you could do, you know. But it's like
Cats
it's
are
still cool because I'm so comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as you're comfortable with it. Like I don't wear any jewelry. I don't have any, none of that shit. Like
jewelry now.
as long as you're comfortable with yourself, you don't have to put on a show.
Yeah, we still got 67 viewers, man. They haven't left. They're having a ball.
Listen, if you want to see some day game, I'm telling you, watch my video, the Fitness Expo.
Check out the Fitness Expo.
Yeah, the LA Fitness Expo highlights.
Yeah,
the fucking day game, bro.
We'll get some mics and Brandon. Yeah,
and then you'll see how it ends too at the end. Then the video with me and Roosh, Roosh V. It's pretty funny how to meet girls in the gym. And then, what did you say the name? Tyler Destroys a White Knight. Tyler
Destroys a White Knight. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up right now on the internet. Go onto YouTube. This is like the best video I've ever seen. And if you watch the video, tell them that Brandon Carter and Kinobody sent you here, because I would love to connect with him. So go to Tyler Destroys. Oh shit! Don't comment on that video because it's not even his video. Owen from RSD Destroys the Show. Don't comment on that channel because it's not even his channel, so we won't see it. But go on to his regular channel. Yeah, it's 4 minutes.
If you were coming out to LA, man, y'all can introduce you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, let's do it, man.
You ain't coming to the expo. I mean, it's not in LA, it's in San Jose. I'm probably gonna go to LA after though.
Are you?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I'm probably gonna go to. I might go to. I mean, I was talking to him today actually, like about coming down there because he's just getting a new crib down there. And I was coming through. But I ain't sure yet, because that's gonna be a long time. I've been away from New York.
Okay. Well, let me know if you do. I try and book flights because it's easier if you're flying within the States. But if you're flying from Canada to the States, like if you like Toronto to LA could be $500 round trip, or it could be like a $1,200 if you don't book it in advance.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Even when I went to New York, I booked it a bit too early. I was $500 round trip.
Oh, really? Round trip or one way?
Round trip was $500.
Oh yeah, you book it late, man.
What? That's an hour flight, 1 hour flight, $500.
Fuck, I'm going to Miami and I booked it yesterday. I mean, not Miami, Orlando. Like we talked about the thing with the guy that we talked about earlier, and the thing with the guys with the thing, and then that's gonna that's gonna be that cost me like fucking almost $600.
Jesus.
JetBlue regular. I mean, I do even more space though, because I'm tall.
Yeah, dude, damn. Man. Well, guys, we should probably wrap up because we've been on here for about 4.5, 5 hours. If you don't know how to pick up women and be amazing with women now, then you're screwed. No, I'm just kidding. It's just one.
Hey guys, if you do you put this shit on the podcast too?
I will put it on the podcast as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to see how, like, you millennials, man, y'all know more about this technology than me, man. So I'm trying to learn, man.
Yeah, no, the because you know what, like people love podcasts because it's like one thing to sit down and watch a video. You're stuck doing one thing, but someone could be driving their car, driving to Orlando, and they could be listening to this podcast, and it's like they're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And people don't want to load a YouTube video just to listen to it. They'd rather just download the podcast.
I get it because I listen to podcasts like when I work out. I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and upload a lot of these form videos onto my podcast. I usually do it a bit later because I have to post it to my blog for it to syndicate. But yeah, dude. So basically, main takeaways. If you want to be amazing with women, you gotta approach them. Okay, it's not gonna you're not gonna have like girls just running at you. There's no like trick. Approach women. Forget about your identity. Just do it. Live in that moment. And make stuff go down. Like meet up. Do the lunch. Do the coffee drink. Get drinks.
I love that shit. I love that shit. You get out the way. I know you don't like it, but I like to get it out the way.
Yeah, that's your style, man.
That first day. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do works best. You gotta. But I've got the feedback analysis that works best for me. Maybe some works better for you, right? So that's a good point because like things that might not work for you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's a little different, so you gotta figure it out.
Everyone's different. Like how some people talk about like back in the day it was like DHV stories. Tell a story with like DHV spikes, and so a girl can get these different like like literally, if I'm meeting a girl and I'm talking to her for the first time, like the last thing I do is like tell myself, okay, I'm gonna tell her this story about the time that I was in Miami and this girl was wanting to give me a blow. Like I'm not gonna have a prefabricated thing because for me it's like
I don't use no tricks.
yeah, you're either natural or you're not natural, and if you're not natural, people can sense it, and that's the most unattractive thing when someone feels like you're trying to prove something to them, or like if you're trying to like because. If you feel like the girl's here and you're here, you're gonna try and bridge that gap, right? Like, and people just listening, like, if you feel like the girl's above you and you're below her, you're gonna try and do little unconscious things to try and bring yourself to her level. Like whether it's saying you have this job or this money, or that you like literally hook up with models, and girls know it's happening. So if you want to put yourself at the point where you have to kind of bring yourself down.
Oh yeah, bring yourself down.
Well, no, I'm not actually meaning bring yourself down, but that's the thing is like if you're not trying at all,
yeah,
and like sometimes I'll just like do the opposite. I don't need to really, but like the whole like if you just by not trying to come across as really cool, you come across
right.
really cool.
Yeah, no, for real. Like trying is like that's. I mean, like that's the law 48 laws of power. That's number 30, man. Like make your accomplishments seem effortless.
Right. I saw you did that video.
Oh yeah, I'm going through all. I'm trying to see if I can do. I might not do all of them, but I'm gonna do all the laws. That's one of my favorite books, So I'm trying to go over all the laws for people. But yeah, man, make your accomplishment. You don't want to like try hard. Maybe it looks like you're going extra hard. Now, 100 approaches with a log, that is effort. You don't want people to know you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to keep to yourself because you don't want to look like a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, don't like. And then another thing what you were saying, like the person, you can tell in a situation like when whoever's doing the selling,
yeah,
is the person who doesn't have the juice.
I'm glad
right.
You up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if like, but if you got, you'll know if you got the juice or not. If the girl tries to sell herself on you, right? Like if you say something like, "Oh yeah, I don't really date like too many younger girls," they say, "Well, yeah, and then I'm not like most girls. I'm more mature." Yeah, of course.
Oh,
but if she says stuff like that, she's trying to sell herself to you, and that's how you know you got the juice.
You brought up so many money lines right there, or money important tips right there. And yeah, the first thing you said was, "Shit, fuck I didn't sleep last night." You were saying basically, yeah, who's selling? And
yeah, who's selling, man?
Yeah, one thing I think that guys that learn about game and they start to develop these good personality, like they start to develop themselves, become more charismatic, they get stuck in this mode of like always being like saying something witty and funny. And even if you're coming across as really funny and the girl's laughing and you're having a ball and this and that, eventually it's like, okay, dude, you don't have to try that hard. So I found like one thing guys do is they try and tease too much. Like guys that learn about teasing and nagging, they do it way too much where it gets burnt out. And the girl's like, this guy's trying really hard. It's not natural. So
I've seen it not work. I've seen like guys like really turn girls off, like with like over teasing, trying to do. Yeah. I can notice that shit right away, right? Because I've read the fucking books, right? So I notice that shit all right away when a guy's doing it to a girl. I'm like, I get it, motherfucker. Yeah.
Well, because I think they forgot the point that it's meant to like create laughter, not offend the girl. If you're like to a girl like, oh, I hate your handbag, like she like that could like she could take offense to that or whatever.
You can, and then a lot of those tricks don't work for every guy, man. Like if you're like a really like good looking or successful guy, then a lot of these tricks you're really gonna come off like a douche. Like you do too much teasing or like too much like cocky, funny shit. Then you're gonna that doesn't work for you if you're like really, if you really do got the juice. You gotta, it don't work. It's not gonna work as well.
Yeah, I think you gotta just use as much effort as you need. So like, if the conversation is going well and the girl's open and receptive to you, then just chill. Just even like let there be silence for a second. Like that's what I found is super effective. Because sometimes guys will get too exuberant and like energy, and the girl's just like, what's going on? But if you just chill, then the girl's gonna be like, okay, he's not talking right now. Wait, does he like me? And then she'll start to be like, and they'll start to ask you questions. If a girl's asking you questions, that's amazing. But if you talk too much, not to let a girl start asking you questions is a bad thing. So girls, so like, what do you do there here? Like once a girl starts asking questions, it's like game over. I mean, you got to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she's trying to sell herself.
Yeah,
she's trying to sell herself.
And then what you
figure out about you?
And then what you did after, you're like, oh, like I don't know if like young girls are a bit too young for me. And then the girl's trying to. That's great, especially for girls that are really hot, so they want to have to win your approval. Just throwing a line like that out is like
that's beauty. That's money. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
money right there. You know, you can say whatever, and it could be anything. You can say, "Oh, I don't really date girls my age," or "I really date girls," or you could do it. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I wanted to say. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to talk that much. Actually, I think like the best is like if you're gonna ask them questions about themselves, get them to talk, right? Because people like when you talk about themselves. Like this is not even just women, it's just humans. Or if you're in sales, like if you can get them talking about themselves, there's no subject they want more. They don't want to hear about you, truth be told. They want to talk about themselves. And if you let them talk about themselves, then they'll start to like you more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just regular. That's Dale Carnegie shit, you know, like that's straight out of How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know, ask them questions about themselves. And those would be the only tricks I really pull, man. Like,
dude, this is one genius thing. I know, like this is really genius. But like if you like, you know, a lot of guys, we don't like flaky girls. We don't like girls that make plans and then kind of cancel last second, right?
Yeah, but it's to be expected.
It's annoying as hell. But so what I'll do is, let's say I meet up with a girl for drinks the first time, and let's say she's on time, and I'll be like, hey, you know what? Look, like, I just want to say it's fucking awesome. You came here, like you came here. Like I like really value people that are on time. It's like important to me. I appreciate that, and the fact that you're here, and it's like literally like you were supposed to be here in like 5 minutes. You're here early. Like that's awesome. Like high five. You're cool. And then she'll never want to fuck that up again.
Yeah, because you get a reward. Yeah, you get a reward.
Yeah,
you got to reward them. It's like a pet, you know?
Right.
You know, and reward him.
It's almost like behavior shaping, you know. It's very behavior shaping because then she doesn't want to. And then if you like talk to your girl and you're like, oh, you know what, like I like the fact that you're just like, you know, you're so chill, you're so relaxed, like nothing really gets to you. Like I dig that. Then she's probably not gonna want to freak out at you because then she's yeah.
Because whatever she's gonna do, whatever she gets the best response she's looking for from. Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, though, if like a girl's like super late, you gotta bust her balls. You know, you gotta show her that you don't tolerate that. A girl comes half an hour late, you're like, been waiting here for like 3 hours. Oh my god. Like so late, Jesus.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. You're probably right. I feel like you're right, and that makes total sense. It's just I've never done that because I just never expect them to be on time, or even if they don't show up, like I'm like that wouldn't surprise me, right? Because they're like, well, one thing I know about women, man, you can expect literally anything,
right?
And I'm just so accustomed to it that it's like it doesn't even faze me. But you're probably right. Like
one of my friends who's huge in the fitness industry, on top of the world, but likes to stay he likes to stay low key. He actually was telling me, like, he was saying this too. He was like, yeah, like if a girl's like late, even like 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, I'll be like, yeah, like, you know, like, oh my god, you're late. It's horrible. Okay, so now I got to choose what drink you order. I got to choose your drink.
Oh, he's like doing it like that.
So the girl's like, okay, like, you know, and then he'll get her like a Long Island iced tea, which apparently has a mix of alcohol. It's like the most destructive.
Yeah. That's, I mean, yeah. I just never. Yeah. I guess you're right. I mean, like
you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
No, I mean, it sounds right, bro. Like, I'm not trying to argue with you.
But also at the same time, like if you're totally chill, you're waiting for her, but you're not really waiting for her because you're talking to other people, having a good time, and she rolls up like you're gonna meet her at 8. She's there at 8:30, and you're just like, hey, what's going on? Like, how are you? And then like that can work too. But
I think that's more my style. But
yeah,
I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's right or wrong. You know, like because I expect so little.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh man, you see, there's something to say though about like the initial guy that started the PUA thing, Mystery. Yes, a lot of this material was like it was a material, it was canon and stuff like that, but there's actually a lot of value there. He had one thing I saw in a video, and basically, like what he'd do is like basically an hour into a conversation, half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in, he'd be like, you know what, your first impression. The first impression I had on you is actually a lot different than how I see you now. It's kind of weird how that happens. It's like when I first saw you, I thought you're just typical club girl, you know, just down to party and just like didn't really think much of anything. But you know, after talking to you for 20, 30 minutes, I can actually see you're a lot cooler than that. You know, high five, come here. And don't get a big head now. She's fucking cooked. What guy would tell her that?
I never tried anything like that.
No, I mean, you want to use it if it's a real. Like, if you talk to this girl and you realize that you don't fucking like her, don't say that. But if you're actually like, you know what, you actually kind of impressed me. Like, you're actually really cool. Don't get a big head now. Girl's like, wow, like, you know what, actually, this guy, like, he's not just about looks. He doesn't care if a girl's just hot. He wants a girl that's actually like, really cool. So I actually have to kind of work hard and try hard for this kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, like, yeah, I mean, that, and then, like, dude, that's killer. And also, like, literally being willing to walk away at any given moment, you know? Even if you're in a relationship with a girl, knowing that, like, you know what, if she's not treating you the way that you feel you should be treated, that you're not going to just hang in there. Like, if a girl knows that she doesn't have you completely, it's helpful. That's my thought.
Yeah, no, for sure. The only real trick I ever use is build things to build rapport.
Yeah.
Like, you ever I find that, I mean, but I use it like in business too, or sales. A lot of this stuff is like, I mean, it's really just sales, right? You're trying to sell her on your dick, right? So like it's like really just sales. So like, but
that's why you say BBC. Yo, it's BBC.
You know, it stands for, like, on YouTube it stands for Big Brandon Carter, right? But everywhere else it means something else, you know. Yeah. It depends on what website you're on. Yeah. And what kind of videos, depends on what kind of videos you're watching. And so I'd be like, you ever read good, what do you talk about it? Ultimate Power by Tony Robbins, or there's a bunch of books where they talk about just building rapport with a person. And, you know, people who are like themselves, right? So it's like, if you have like similar whatever, it should be real. You don't want to lie about it. Like, if she's like, for instance, you ever go out of town and you meet somebody from Toronto and you're like, oh my God, I'm from Toronto, right? And then you guys get all excited about it. But like, you're not friends with everyone in Toronto. You don't go around saying, oh my God, you're from Toronto. Like, when you go outside your apartment, it's like, for whatever reason, like, when you meet somebody outside of the normal context, and then you're similar, you start to like that person, right? So like, if she grew up, she has a fucking cat. Oh, I got a fucking cat. Let me see your cat. You know, whatever it is, try to find commonalities. And, you know, here's where it gets a little creepy, where you start mimicking their body language a little bit. And that's the part where it gets a little strange. I do shit like that, like subtle. Like, if I was like sit like however you're doing, I don't know if my fucking legs do that. But if I started doing that shit, it's like, just do it subtle, like, then you don't notice it, right? You know, you gotta be subtle until you don't notice it. And then we'd start doing it. Then if I do that like enough, what will happen is I'll notice if you start mirroring me. Like, in that when like, I'll do something, like, I'll sit back like this, and then you might do it. Like, if I've successfully gained what's called rapport, and if you start mirroring me, it's game over. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can, like, I'll get the sale, or if it's a girl, you know, she's at least into me somewhat. That's the only real borderline creepy PUA shit that I do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you have success with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it works. It works, like, but it works on you too. That's the thing. It works on you too. Like, you'll actually start to like the girl too. So it works on both of you, because like, people like people who are like themselves. People like, it's like, it's science behind this. Like, people like people who are like themselves. So if you can find commonalities, if you start mirroring the mannerisms, man, the mirroring is it fucking works, man. Like, it worked. Like, yeah, it works, bro.
And sometimes if you find out the girl actually is seeking rapport with you, like let's say I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand loud chewers. You're not a loud chewer, are you? I don't know if I can handle that. And she's like, oh, no, I hate loud chewers. I'm like, are you just saying that? You just want to gain rapport with me? She's like, no, I actually hate loud. I'm like, high five. Okay, you're cool.
You're encouraging these chicks. Now I get it, because if you built their self-esteem, people like people who like them as well. Like, right? So if you do things to build their self-esteem and their ego, that in a way that's not like, you know, like, yeah, I get it. I see why that works. The more I think about it. See, I just learned something, man. I just learned something from you.
Oh, just that? Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like kind of a couple things at play. Like, sometimes it's good to throw in at first. If a girl's a bit like stiff, throw in a couple things, like even what you're saying, like, oh, I don't know if I can do younger girls, like a bit young, and she's trying to prove herself. Like that. Like, whoa, this guy's. What was that? What was that?
I usually don't date Puerto Ricans, you know. They're cool. And I'm just joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, not the race. Don't do the race.
My like Tinder. So when I was doing Tinder, like usually my typical line would just be like, I just like if I didn't have something to say to go off her profile, I'd just be like, "What's up? I want to meet you," because I didn't want to waste any time. I'm like, if this girl wants to meet you, then we'll see what she says, and then she'd be like, "Oh, like yeah, you want to meet me or whatever," or "Oh, really?" I'd be like, "Yeah, well, unless you're allowed, sure. I don't think I'd handle that." And then like, bam, because it's like I'm like, oh, showing the interest, but then kind of taking it back a bit, or like, oh, as long as
I know, I know that tactic. It's
push pull or something.
Push pull.
Yeah, kind of like push pull. Yeah, you can't do yourself like on a silver platter to a girl. You got to kind of show that you're screening her out. You're screening her to see, hey, does she have the qualities you want? Is this actually a legit person?
But do you really have to do that?
The screening?
Do you really have to do push pull?
Not really.
You're a young, successful, good-looking guy. Do you really have to do that?
No.
I feel like what'd you say?
Oh, like no. I mean, that's not really typically. Maybe right off the bat a little bit, but not really. No, you don't really need it.
I feel like the more I do that, like the less more. Like she already probably thinks I'm cocky anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Just because I'm the shit. So she probably knowing that I'm the shit, she probably thinks I'm cocky anyway. So it's
backfires. It backfires.
That's kind of shit. I feel like for me, like honestly, for me, man, this is gonna sound so. I know how it sounds when I say it. But if I show that I'm all into a girl, like just totally into her, I feel like that's like a bigger ego boost for her, right? Because it's like, wow, this fucking cool ass guy.
It's like
it's into me.
When a girl probably meets you, she has certain initial impression. She's like, oh, okay, this guy's ripped. He's got all these followers. He probably thinks he's the shit. Probably thinks he's so cool. And like, she doesn't want to have like, and so she's kind of looking for reasons to support that. So even if you do something harmless, like a little fun push pull, and you're joking, you're completely joking. She wants to validate her initial impression of you. So be like, oh my god, like Brandon said that, and so he's so cocky, so full of himself. So you gotta.
I mean, I am though, and I am, but it like, so I really am kind of my biggest flaw. That's like my biggest flaw. I'm trying to mitigate that with little success. So like, if I like meet a girl and I like act like almost like too much, like googly eyed, like it'd be like I don't think that'll work for most guys, right? But for me, I think for her, she's like, oh my god, I can't believe this guy is really in me. Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah, no. Sometimes it's good to show that softer side, and like even a girl's like, oh, like might have this impression like, oh, you have all these shirtless videos and pictures, like you're so full of yourself. And you could even, before even a girl says anything like that, you could be like, you know what, like I just can't stand like people like some people, like my friends or whatever, girls, like they'll go on my Instagram or my YouTube, they'll see me with a shirt off, and they don't understand the amount of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that I've changed. Like I don't do this to show off my body. I could care fucking less if a girl or someone likes my physique or not. I'm doing this to help motivate, inspire people, and the messages I got are incredible. And so like something like that, and the girl's like, oh, this guy's actually sensitive. He's actually not like, he's not full of himself. He doesn't have this. Yeah.
Or like, I'm just not like, I'm not really like you just seen like the pictures and like seen looked at the staggering amount of followers, on on social media. And like, you probably think that I'm like, or at least like a smooth motherfucker, like Tyrese or some shit, right? Like, but I'm not fucking smooth, man. I'm silly. I'm fucking goofy. I'm borderline zany, right? And I think that, I don't know if that's gonna work for everyone, but for me, it's like, oh, he's fucking just a guy, like he's not like. But it depends on your status and what you have going on for yourself, like. Mm-hmm. So and it's not gonna work with every girl. Some girls I might still have to do the push pull, whatever. But it's like, you gotta read it. You gotta know how to read. You have different tools in your tool belt. Know how to read it. You read the situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like a natural, like typical flow to an interaction. It's like maybe at first she has her guard up, so you have to be able to kind of get her to relax around you, and then she's gonna start to show interest in you. Then you kind of like pull back. You let her invest in the conversation, ask you questions and stuff. And then it's like, okay, now we're taking a step here and moving into more of a sexual, intimate place. It's like, but sometimes at first you talk to like a really hot girl at a club and they're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, no time of day. you know.
Do you ever try to use your your social media shit as as leverage?
Um,
I mean, social proof. It means something. It helps. It's social proof.
yeah, I go up to girls. I'm like, oh, excuse me. I have 8,000. I don't actually. The way I do it is like, yeah, if I meet a girl, I'll be like, hey, like, I'll add you on Instagram, like I'll add you on Facebook or something, or like whatever. Maybe I'll add on
See
Facebook.
it, right?
Because you want them to figure it out on their own. If you come,
Yeah, they'll be like, my favorite is if they ask me if they have Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, I got Facebook. Oh yeah, yeah, I got a Facebook.
yeah,
And then they search it, and then I just let that shit happen,
yeah. You want them to figure it out for themselves, and then you want to play it down. So girls, oh, like, wow, you have all these fans, and you're like, oh, like, like if she's like, oh my God, you're famous, you want to be like, oh no, like it's not a big deal, like, it's fitness stuff, and it's like, because if you're like, you don't want to like come across as pompous.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like that's why I like me being goofy and zany. That works well for me because it's like I have to play it down, man. Like I have to play it down because I'm actually am a big deal.
But then, like, actually, on the note, when you're like, oh, if you use your social stuff, but like, I can't use that, but I could get, like, if I wanted to, I get a friend to do that, And I've never asked a friend to do that, but when I was hanging out with one of the fitness guys in Toronto, actually Saul Orwell of Examine.com, he's a big guy in the industry. Like, if I was hanging with him and girls, he would game the fuck out of the girls for me. He'd be like, do you know who that is? And the girls would be like, Greg, like, oh my God, he's huge deal. Like, he's massive in the fitness industry. He's like 23. He's doing this. It's crazy. And then if I said that, I would look like the girl would think I'm full of shit, and I look like the biggest dickhead ever. But if your friend says that, it's like,
yeah,
you don't want like hate. You don't want your friends to be competing with each other, like trying to like dip down each other. You want to be like, if it's your boy, you want to like pump him up to the girls.
Right. Yeah, it's team sport, man. Like I was with some girl or whatever, and we were just, and then this guy came in, oh my God, you're Brandon Carter, and he spazzed out. He wanted to take some pictures and shit, and I was like, you've seen this shit, right? I mean, I ain't saying it, but I'm just like, yeah, that's all the time. that's what it's, if you see me in the streets, and if a little girl say what's up, spaz out, I will owe you one.
Oh man. Funny. When I was when Annie and I earlier, we first started getting together, we went shopping. We went to American Apparel. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some tank tops, and we walk into together. And so the sales guy's like, hey, like, what can I help you with, this and that? And he's like, wait a second, I know you from somewhere. Are you like an actor or something? Like, are you in movies? I'm like, no, I'm not in movies. Like, oh, I 100%, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, like, Kinobody. He's like, oh, yeah, YouTube videos. It's like, yeah, I've seen your stuff, man. Like, wow, that's awesome. And like, Annie at the time was like, wow.
Right, it's real. This is real. You can see, like, they're like, oh my God, you're famous. I'm like, yeah, a little bit. It helps, man. Social proof. If you're again that book Influence, what's it called? Do I have a copy handy? It's underneath a bunch of books.
Step 4, be famous.
Yeah. So if you just be famous, but Roosh talks about that, man. Fame is important, right? Especially like with young girls, man, because they really care about what other people think, right? So social, like what's kind of cool, like girls in their 30s, they're actually like cooler because they're more confident. And but like if you're doing a girl in her early 20s, man, she cares what the world. I'm just generalizing. It might not be for everyone, right? But from my experience, they what the other people think means the fucking world to them. You know, so if you do have some sort of social proof in any way, if you have a lot of friends, you don't have to be famous necessarily, but if you just have a lot of friends or people like you, or you have pictures on your Instagram with you and other people, not just pictures of you flexing in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? Then like not just gym selfies. If you have like pictures, like social proof, man, it's important. Maybe just other girls who are just your friends. Well, who are these girls? Like you should have female friends. Like that's a good point about having female friends for social proof. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Female.
That's a good place to end it, man. I think I just killed it.
No, I think we're good. We hit 2 hours, longest podcast,
Oh shit,
longest video in the history, man. But people,
that's crazy. I didn't know it's been that long.
yeah, dude, no, because it's 3:12. We started at 1 now.
Oh
Huge,
shit.
huge
All right.
podcast. Well, there you guys have it. How to be amazing, amazing, amazing with women. And if you guys want to do me a favor, I know we talked about the cookbook, cooking awesome meals with chicks. Well, actually, if you go to kinobody.com/kinochef, you should be able to get on the exclusive list so you get notified when it goes live.
Yeah, man, get that Kino chef, man, because I'm telling you, cooking is like great leverage because they're right there, man. They're right there.
Right there,
The
man.
hardest part is getting into the crib, and if they're right there, cooking is the best way to do it.
Yeah, let me just make sure that link is live. Don't go to kinobody.com/kinochef. It's not live at all. So don't do that. Go to just go to Kinobody.
Get the game, bro. Get the end of the game.
That should have been live. That should have been live. Go to Kinobody and then .com and then do Kino Meals. Kino Meals. It's actually a free bonus of 5 of my favorite recipes. So go there, get 4.
So the book is coming out when?
It's coming out Tuesday. People have been asking me on the
links for this shit, man. Then you can do a blog post on my shit.
I'll do a blog post for you. Yeah, no, dude, it's like the sickest cookbook because it's based around, like, of course, hidden, like, actually I did an article on this. It's basically the five keys to making awesome meals to support like a great physique or something. And I really recommend, like, there's the 5 keys. You can actually check it out. But it's like, you want meals, if you're trying to maintain a lean body, you want meals that are really filling. So if you eat a meal, you're satisfied, you're not hungry after. And so meals that really truly fill you up, meals that are really satisfying, like literally delicious so that you don't have cravings. If you eat meals you enjoy, you won't have cravings. Meals that are like proper balance of macronutrients, you get enough protein, good ratio of fats and carbs. Because if you go too low in fat, your testosterone will drop off. If you go too low in protein, obviously you won't retain as much muscle, and you need enough carbs to support training. Yeah, there's some like really cool, simple. You don't want to make meals that are way too complicated that complicate your life. But anyways, yeah, if you go to kinobody.com/kinomeals, you can get some cool recipes for free. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it.
That's it, man. All right. Thanks for listening.